Well, this is unique. It is. You know, this is the third club I've been to this week, and each one of the three clubs that I've visited, this man, Jim, has been there. It worries me. It really does worry me. He talks about the Universal City Sunrise Club, and we wonder, of course, whatever happened to the Sunset Club or the Lunch Club that used to meet at Universal City. No, they never did, so I don't understand the name Universal City Sunrise. You just got the one club, okay, and a dandy club it is. It really is. Now, this is unique because what I like to do when I go to clubs is I stand up and I walk around the room and I try to have a conversation with people. But I'm told here I have to sit still. I can't move around a whole lot. And yet I have to somehow do something that creates emotion, brings a response, while at the same time being concerned about the look on my face, where I place my hands, and wondering whether or not the camera is recording just the top of the table up or anything below the table is also being seen at this time. Just above, good. And hopefully this will be edited as well before you post it on your website.
Pretend you're Jay Leno.
Well, yeah, he's about to be out of a job and retire. I would like to pretend I'm him. Yes. I'm going to talk for just a moment or two, but I really want you guys to talk. I'm here to have a conversation. Okay, I don't have a prepared program. I'm not going to present a speech. Maybe some of the things you say will allow me an opportunity to share something important to me, perhaps not. But I feel that you guys have an obligation to Rotary that has been unfilled, that hasn't been answered. And I'm here to encourage you to do so. Simply put, it wasn't that many years ago that the idea of an e-club, of meeting online, was a foreign idea. Right? Rotary International, in its wisdom, said, no, we're going to give this a try. We're going to have experimental programs to see if it will work. Oh, I'm sorry, hands. Okay, yeah. Okay. And there were those in the Rotary International Organization, I would say many of those, I would say hundreds of thousands, who questioned the judgment of having a club that didn't meet every week, that you could just dial up and see each other. It'll never work, they say. It destroys what Rotary is all about. It shouldn't be allowed to happen. In many cases, the people who said that were proven to be correct. In at least one case, the club I'm sitting at right now, they were proven to be not just wrong, but very wrong. Very wrong. What you do from the dance that benefits polio immunization efforts in Rotary, 35,000 immunizations have been given in this world because you guys get together and do something like a dance. Isn't that marvelous? Isn't that marvelous? You have taught in our classrooms, you've taught kids to greet other people in 30 different languages. Is that just incredible? Yeah. You have raised all sorts of money for what we do. You have donated over 5,000 pounds of food for local food banks in this area. You do what all clubs should be doing. You have tremendous fun with one another when you show up. Okay, this is not a club that just gets together every week and meets and eats and occasionally writes a check. This is a club that gets it done over and over and over again. And yet, the Rotary world that is District 5280 does not know of your greatness, does not know of your accomplishments. That's the failure I was talking about. Okay? I want e-clubs to be successful. I don't want 30 of them in one district. I want a few. Okay? We have 2 right now. I really want to urge you to put together a fact sheet of what you guys have done. Let us put it on the district website. Heretofore, we haven't been allowed to. Okay, I want to do that. I was even thinking of a little guessing game. You know, which club has actually had a meeting at the House of Friendship at a Rotary International Convention? Which club has actually had Rotary International presidents as their speaker? Not once, but a couple of times. Okay. Which club gets together and dances and ends up in immunization for 35,000 children? And I bet you if we put that on the website, I don't know that anybody in our district outside of this club, and maybe now Universal City Club, could come up with an answer to that question. I want you to brag. I want you to boast. I want you to tell this district how great an E-Club can work, because this club is working. But you've been reluctant to do that. So let's turn the tables. Anybody here want to comment on why you're reluctant to brag and boast and publicize what you're doing among other Rotary clubs?
I don't know that we are.
Good.
Really, we as a group haven't really talked about that, about publicizing our stuff, have we? And turning it down or anything. I mean, I'd be happy to let everybody know what we're doing. The question, I guess, is the best way to do it.
We can help you with that, that's for sure. And by the way, I saw something a second ago that I don't think anybody's ever seen before in the history of mankind. I saw Mel Powell raise his hand, okay, before speaking. That is really something right there, yeah.
I heard it 2 times today already.
Really, has it been? Okay, yes. Thank you, Roy.
I have something I'd like to add.
You just raise your hand for no reason, or just?
I would always defer to my president. No, we do the new traditional things. We post it on our Facebook page, and Rotarians all over the district have liked our Facebook page
Yes.
and see it. We post occasional links to the district's Facebook page, and occasionally people see it, but I guess we're going to need to think about what can we do to take it up a notch.
Yes.
I mean, because it's a fine line.
People who are used to social media will respond to what you post in the social media.
Yeah.
People who are used to clicking on the district website once a week will see something else. They may not necessarily be versed in social media.
I guess we feel that we as most clubs tend to, we want to walk the line between publicizing and bragging. You're asking us to brag,
I am.
but we would never brag. We would publicize, we would share. So how can we accomplish that in a wider way?
How does this organization ever grow unless we have members and clubs willing to brag about what we do? Because it is that bragging, if you would, that attracts like-minded people to that. By the way, we have a guest here from Kiwanis Club. Yeah. Correct. Thank you for being here. I'll be at a club week after next to thank a gentleman who wrote a nice $10,000 check for our efforts with polio eradication. He is a Kiwanian, and he wrote the check through his local Rotary Club. So it's nice to see Kiwanians realizing where they ought to be. That's a joke, by the way. We have tremendous respect for Kiwanians. We truly do. I think every Rotarian knows that when you're looking for a good employee, that's the place to go.
Note to self.
Yes, okay. Yeah. Good organization. Absolutely good organization. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Anything you guys would like to know about the management of the district, what we're supposed to be doing, what we are doing? I would love to know if you guys have any idea what we're supposed to be doing at all. Mel, no response, please, on your part, you know. Mm-hmm.
I would like to know
Good.
what the district is supposed to be doing.
Thank you. Thank you. I've noticed that there seems to be a disconnect, if you would, between clubs and the district management, for lack of a better term, and that's unfortunate. There shouldn't be. The district has one primary responsibility, and that is to be available and to assist all of the clubs within that district in any way that we can to foster growth, projects, help in any way we can. That's why we're here, to be of assistance. Naturally, there's a lot of administrative things that go on with the district as well, and other issues. In the district management, Rotary has one officer in our district, that is the district governor, and each year that person acts as the officer of Rotary International within that particular district. Our job is to take what Rotary International is doing and disseminate that down to the district, and then hopefully engage you in actions and conversation that will help the overall well-being of the organization. Okay? Rotary International has suffered a decrease in membership. Notice a nice segue into that. Thank you for that. Okay. Excuse me just for a minute.
Good, thank you, sit still, and note to self,
Okay.
Photoshop. Okay,
All right.
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Can you tell me why we've suffered a decline in membership? Any thoughts? Why is our membership going down?
It's hard to do a weekly meeting for a lot of people.
Yeah. I watched your introductions of the members of this club, and there was a common theme for all of you, which is basically, this is easier. It fits into my schedule. Okay? Now, there are the old timers then will say, but wait a minute. We have to get together every week. That's what Rotary is all about. You guys kind of do get together every week. Yes, electronically. But you get together with your projects, your dances, your socials, your dinners that don't exist, and all that kind of stuff. You are getting together as much as any active Rotary club is. You are. You are.
May I share a quick story in terms of our traveling?
I have no one to stop you, Mel. So no.
Roy and Judy travel often. Recently, we're visiting their grandchildren on another continent, and we're able to participate every week. Yoko was traveling, participating. We had a board meeting in this room 2 weeks ago, where we had Nancy on the phone from all the way in Chatsworth on a speakerphone. Roy attended the meeting via, what's it called?
Skype.
No, Yoko was on Skype from Yokohama video.
FaceTime?
All right.
You're on
And
FaceTime.
Roy was on
FaceTime?
FaceTime from Melbourne.
I was in
Yeah.
Australia.
We
Wow.
held Roy on the phone next to Yoko on my computer. They said hello from Yokohama to Melbourne in Sherman Oaks. The flexibility, and yet here and then we have a food drive locally right here in town.
Yes.
So it's the
Yes.
flexibility.
There is no club in this district that can argue that in terms of service to the community, fellowship with one another, camaraderie, and fun, that this club lacks in any of those ingredients in any measurement with any other club. You do. In fact, I would say you surpassed many of the clubs in our district in all those areas, which is really incredible. Again, I want you to promote that idea. I really do. With the social media, you can promote the idea that an e-club can work, not just in Southern California, but any place in the world, and it can be successful, and it can still accomplish all the things that we want to do in Rotary, and accomplish them to the satisfaction of old-time Rotarians who don't believe that electronically you can get things done. Yeah, you can. In fact, in today's world, you kind of have to. That's the way it is. Jim, you're looking at me and you're skeptical, you're dubious, you're squinting your eyes.
I'm just so focused on what you're saying.
If I wasn't being videotaped, I would say something like you're full of crap. But since,
We're
Roy,
an
please.
e-club, but we also have a regular monthly meeting.
Yes, you have
There
to.
is-
Yeah.
It's not just electronic, and
No.
I don't think just electronic would work anywhere near as well as it works with us. So.
No, you have to have I think that's one of the provisions, but we have to have at least one meeting where you come together once a month. What's neat about that is you look forward to that, don't you?
Yes.
You in that opportunity to do so. So the fellowship, the jocularity, as I like to call it, is higher than normal. Everything about this is working. I don't mean to put you on the spot, ma'am, at all.
No, I just wanted to say something if I can, even though I'm a guest.
Well, you just interrupted the district governor, so you might as well, yeah.
So you fit right
Yeah,
in.
you fit right in. You're perfect material here, yes.
One of the things that I was disappointed with Kiwanis, which I left already, I've been for about a year, is the weekly meetings where they all get together once a week and eat. And then with that comes a lot of it gets sort of like if you're meeting once a week and you don't have a lot to talk about, it's not like a regular meeting. There's some one-upsmanship, there's, all that kind of stuff, and, well, what are we gonna talk about this time? What are we gonna do now? What are we doing here? And here, I think which Kiwanis doesn't have a lot of e-clubs now, there may be a couple of them throughout nationally, is that, like you were saying, is that you do a lot online, and I like that, and you eliminate all that other stuff, and I think that impresses me, is that you get things done, and you work, and you get together, but you're eliminating that kind of like boredom.
Agree. You meet at least once a month together.
Yes.
You plan
Yeah,
what else you're going to do electronically,
right.
but those plans are implemented again in person. Yeah, there's a lot of physical contact among the members throughout the course of any given month. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. That's why we value our once a week face-to-face, once a month face-to-face meetings, because we don't get to do it regularly, and we make the most of it, the best of it. And a lot of questions that I've had from other Rotarians who want to know more about creating an e-club is they think that we meet at a certain time online every week, which is not the case. That's what's different to them. It's a program. You have to have a strong program chair like Mel, who creates a program and puts it online for you to be able to watch whenever you have the time. And the information is always relevant to either the theme of the month or what we're doing in Rotary. And that helps the membership also grow in knowledge. Yes, Roy.
I just wanted to mention, speaking of that when I was in Australia, I went online to watch the weekly program, which was Mel interviewing a guy from Perth, Australia. So I'm
And there
in
you were.
Australia watching an interview by Mel with another Australian.
It's wonderful. Jim?
Yeah, something I don't understand about e-clubs, and maybe I can get an answer here. I have a friend, and maybe I really should ask that friend. She's a Rotarian in the Las Vegas area. She left that club and joined an e-club, but the e-club is from a district in the Midwest of this country, and that's something I don't understand.
An e-club is allowed to set geographical descriptions of the area they serve, including worldwide, if one wanted to. Okay, those I have issues with. You can't, as you point out, your friend in Las Vegas, she can't belong to an e-club in another state and have any reasonable expectation that they're going to see each other physically once a month or involved in projects. So I'm one of the critics of those type of e-clubs. Again, this is not one of those. This is one based in a geographical area, and I believe your membership is limited to that geographical area, as it should be.
If I recall correctly, that was part of our discussion at the beginning of the creation of this group, was were we going to open it up for international or national membership or keep it local? And we decided it would work best if it was local.
If I understand the way you're operating correctly, you demand, I want to underscore that word again, demand participation from your members. Is that correct?
Yes.
Right.
Well, 1905 and in the years following 1905, when Paul Harris got together with the original group and it grew into a service organization, it was demanded of each participant that they do just that, be involved in what we do. Now look what's happened. If you go to most of our clubs, whatever their membership is, about half of them are involved and half are not. And then they wonder, why have clubs become stagnant and boring? And why aren't they getting things done? You are taking a fairly newer form of media and going back to the principles of Rotary and saying we are going to do things geographically and everywhere else we do it to demand that our members must participate, they must be physically involved, they must do what we want of them, or else we really don't want them as a member. So, I understand it correctly? And that's what Rotary is all about. That's really what it should be all about. Okay.
I don't want to throw you by raising my hand. You saw the sign-up sheet for our food drive go around. We have 3 of our members who are unavoidably out of town on that day as it happens. But we have not once had less than 100% participation in our projects by all members who were in town on the day of. Never. How many clubs in the world, let alone around here, who can say all hands on deck when it's time for anything?
They can't. They can't. So in part of the education about the value of e-clubs, we have to remind those with a more rigid mindset that we are doing exactly what the intent of Rotary has been. We're just employing a different media in doing it. Okay, and I think it's a better way to go than a club that has half their members who don't show up. I've been to clubs where you could go through the membership roll and you could ask so-and-so, hey, Jim, what do you know about, let me pick a name on the membership roll, about Carl? Carl? Don't think we ever met. Yeah, seriously. Boy, is there something wrong with that? There really is. And You hear that all the time. Okay, and you hear it in every club you go to. It's ridiculous. It really is. It really is. I actually called a club just a few weeks ago to get a reference on a name that came about for a program that we're doing in our district, and I wanted to find out what the club thought of this particular individual. I'm still trying to find somebody at the club that knows this individual.
Oh, my goodness.
See? But they pay their dues.
Only financially.
Yes. Well, yeah, exactly right. Exactly right. Anything else you'd like to know about me or the district before we turn this camera off so I can scratch my nose and rub my eyes and do other things I'm yearning to do? Okay.
Not turning you off.
Matt? And then you better be editing this thing, I tell you. Yeah.
I just wanted to mention one thing I always say about Kiwanis. I learned a while back that it's an Indian word, which means Rotarian in training. You're ready to go. But the other thing I wanted to mention was that find in the Woodland Hills Club, of which I'm a member, that we have particularly young people who join the club who, in a recent instance, a young lady works for Wells Fargo. Her work schedule isn't allowing her to come to our noon meetings. She's had a promotion. She has a young child at home, and she resigned from our club. Well, I think at the district level, that particularly clubs in the San Fernando Valley should know that a person like that might be a good fit for the E-Club, and I did make a referral just this week to Mel, and this young lady was a Rotarian. Her parents were Rotarians in India. She was a ambassadorial scholar, went from India to Brazil, and she says she's got Rotary in her blood, and she wants to be part of the Rotary family. So I'm hoping that she will kick Reed here one notch up on the totem pole.
Then Reed doesn't have to clean up lunch anymore.
That's right.
I think as a district, we need to publicize that there is a alternative for people. She was a terrific Rotarian in our club, but just her circumstances didn't allow her to participate in our weekly meetings.
Favorite part of any program given by the district governor is this one. I'm done. Keep up the good work, folks. You're a great club. You really are. Let others know.